From the heart of the Cape, this is the Thursday, September 4th edition of Barnstable Today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
Part of our job here on Barnstable Today involves showing you, the viewer, how participatory government works. Today we look at the frustration of one Hyannis businessman and the concern of a longtime Marston's Mills resident. Thanks for joining us. I'm Len Gobeil.
David Wood, owner of Puff the Magic on Main Street, Hyannis, wants to add an outdoor deck.
Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission for September the 3rd. Under Chapter 112, Article 3 of the Code of the Town of Barnstable. And approval of minutes will be deferred to the end of the meeting. Continued business, it's a certificate of appropriateness for Puff the Magic at 649 Main Street, Hyannis, at map 308, parcel 134, for the addition of a deck and seating and a water feature continued from August 20th and represented by
David Wood.
David Wood. And did you get us a sample or pictures?
I did not.
Well,
I did not.
what have we done since you were here last?
Since I was here last, my builder came on Monday as he was scheduled to, and I told him my problem. I needed some drawings. I've asked him to get him. I've seen him about 4 times since then. He was promising me they're going to come. Last time was Sunday. He said, "You need it by Tuesday." I said, "Yes, Wednesday." And he assured me I would have them, and I don't have them.
Well,
So,
we offered the alternate of building part of it.
But we didn't get a vote on the concrete and deck and side, and I didn't want to take a chance of coming here one more time. If we can agree on the deck itself and defer the seating to another time, then perhaps I can get started.
You want to put in the decking
Decks or rails.
without the bench, okay? The problem we had was we didn't have an example of the kind of seating that you wanted to put out there. And unfortunately, I think the deck and the railings have lumped in with that,
Well,
for which I apologize. So,
Yes, exactly. Now, if I could just say something about this procedurally, for just so that maybe it will help people in the future. I found this process to be frustrating, not because the request was unreasonable, but I gave all my paperwork 3 weeks in advance of last week's meeting. That's 5 weeks ago. There were 7 members of the board. One of them came a few days before, said, "I don't have any problem with this," did not say we need more specific drawings. The person who took the paperwork is here tonight and was last week, didn't say I needed more specific drawings. No one on the board sent me an email before the meeting, even though they had the paperwork, asking for more specific drawings. I came to the meeting, it started 20 minutes late. There was small talk even after there was a quorum, and it was over an hour before I had specific drawings. It's not unreasonable that it was handled in an inconsiderate manner. It's costing me money. It's a small little project. I'm just trying to make it look better, and it's frustrating.
well, what you want to do is a custom design, and we don't have anything but a very crude drawing.
Granted.
I appreciate the fact that you're not a drafter. Whoever did the drawing did the best they could. It's pretty obvious that they did, but still, it doesn't tell us much of anything.
All I'm saying is that when you I've been to site plan a few times. When you go, they start sending emails almost immediately. You're going to need a grease trap. You're going to need a mop sink. You're going to need this or that. So you show up prepared for the meeting. And 3 weeks was enough time for me to have gotten notice that these drawings were not sufficient, is all I'm saying. Now, if we could just approve the deck and as is, and I will send you drawings of the seats when I get them, then I will be somewhat satisfied.
Mr. Wood, your complaint is not unreasonable, and this is something that I'd like to address at a special meeting that we've scheduled for the end of.
Sounds like a good idea. I think it might also be considered that if it's an inexpensive enough project, say under $5,000, that somehow streamline it a little bit. Because if you told me today that every board meeting I would ever go to from now on, you would say, "Yes, Mr. Wood, anything you want," I still would not make many improvements because it's just a pain in the neck.
Well, part of our problem is we've had just this kind of a thing get approved and then find out that what they had in mind didn't coincide with what we thought they were talking about. I agree with you that the patio and the fence could have been signed off and should have been. That was an oversight on my part. So, we do know what you want to do for a fence. We do know what you want to do for a slab. And if we want to separate that from the, if you'd like to separate that furniture, we'll approve that tonight.
Meanwhile, Charles Crocker of Marston's Mills went before the Conservation Commission to give his input on the reconstruction of Bog Road.
Okay, now, Town of Barnstable DPW improvements to Bog Road, including repaving, widening, installation of stormwater runoff drainage system, and bank stabilization in Barnstable public right-of-way. Good evening.
Good
How are
evening. Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Fine. And good evening, members. And Mr. Gatewood, good evening to you. Just a comment from the DPW that we are in support, obviously, of this application. Notice of intent has been filed.
So the improvements are proposed to improve the safety for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists along Bog Road, and they will occur within some jurisdictional areas for the Conservation Commission, so I'd just like to review those first. Like I said, this is just the northern part of Bog Road. I've highlighted the right-of-way in this kind of brownish color. There are 2 resource areas that will be directly impacted, bank and riverfront area, and then work will also occur within the 100-foot buffer zone to bank bordering vegetated wetland and isolated vegetated wetlands. So to start off with the bank, it's associated with the Marston's Mills River, which flows through the bogs at this location. And it's also associated with the perimeter irrigation canals that are associated with the active cranberry bogs. So the active bogs are shown in this pinkish color, which is the bank here. Riverfront area is also associated with Marston's Mills River. Although it's channelized now, it was historically a free-flowing perennial stream. So it does have a 200-foot riverfront area, which is shown in the orange color. Obviously, that goes on to this other side, which is shown on another plan.
Good evening.
I'm Charles Crocker. I live at the other end of Bog Road. The culvert's about 2 feet in diameter, and my understanding is that it's rather inadequate. But I have a question. I don't understand what they mean by stabilizing the banks. They say put riprap on them, but the road is built on mud. And stabilizing the banks isn't going to really help anything.
All right, we'll ask them the question, sir, about the bank stabilization for you, and also they're going to tell us in just a minute about the culvert.
The culvert is 3 feet.
3 feet in diameter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And with regard to the riprap stabilization, I think the intent is that it'll stabilize from the sheet flow that's coming off of the road so that it won't be washing out.
All right, then, Commissioners, are we ready? Are we all set? Could I have a motion to approve the project as submitted?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? The project is approved. Thank you very much.
Tonight's weather will be just a little on the cool side with partly cloudy skies, lows hanging around 65. Friday we'll have mainly sunny skies with highs around 79. Partly cloudy skies will flow in Friday night and developing into showers later on in the evening.
At 7 o'clock tonight, the Town Council will hold their first meeting of September at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall hearing room.
Don't forget, this Saturday, the Barnstable Recreation Department will host the Family Fun Day and Touch-a-Truck at Veterans Park in Hyannis. It runs from 12 noon to 2 p.m. and includes fun for the whole family, including face painting, balloons, games, and much, much more.
That's going to wrap things up for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Len Gobiel.
We'll see you right back here tomorrow. I'm Kevin Friel.